Hi friendos, my name is Stuart, and welcome to Kid Icarus Uprising for Adults. Happy now, Brightly Burn? I made the joke. Anyway, today we are looking at half the dynamic duo that is Panty and Stocking Anarchy. The first one we'll be looking at, however, is Panty, the blonde bombshell who enjoys emptying the silos of men in uniform. Or out of uniform. Really, she isn't that picky. Panty and Stocking is a comedy series about a pair of angelic sisters ejected from heaven for bad behavior. They must destroy the ghosts of Dayton City in order to earn heaven coins, which will literally allow them to buy their way back into paradise. They do this by turning their respective garments into angelic weapons that can destroy the supernatural. They live at the nearby church with their priestly babysitter, Garter Belt, and their pet dog, Chuck Zipper. This show was created as both a tribute and homage to Western animation and cartoons. The best description I've ever seen is to imagine if Dirty Pair had a crossover with Ren and Stimpy. If you like gross out humor combined with wacky anime and cartoon nonsense, this show is for you. Panty and Stocking are the laziest, unmotivated, and filthiest pair of angels to ever sport a halo. Panty is particularly gross. I'll slut shame a cartoon, I really don't care. Panty is the older sibling and is obsessed with sex and has stated that her goal is to sleep with over 1,000 men. She is the personification of a California bimbo. Panty has admitted to be the less intelligent sister. She is recklessly impulsive and very rude and frankly just gross. I know I already said that, but I'm gonna repeat it. I mentioned slut shaming earlier, but honestly, that is the least of her problems. She frequently talks down to others, latches onto fads, and is just very restless. It's interesting. Despite the fact that she's a ghost hunter, she doesn't really enjoy doing it, either for herself or for others. She frequently laughs and humiliates people that she doesn't respect, which is mostly everybody, and goes so far as to put down even guys that she finds attractive and even those that she sleeps with. Honestly, the more I think about it, I think I'm actually gonna go with Chaotic Evil for beginning the series. She's just kinda nasty and mean. Chaotic Neutral is arguable, but I think we have a bit of an Emperor's New Groove situation where even though she is fun, she's just kind of a no. Cards on the table, this wasn't my particular cup of tea. I might actually be a bit harsher on these two, especially Panty, than I would be on other cartoons of similar ilk. You know, like South Park. I don't know what it is. I normally enjoy energetic, bratty weirdos, but Panty was a bit much for me in particular. Just putting my biases forward and all. But with that out of the way, let's go.
Fuck, you're a hot piece of ass.
You are preaching to the vag, sister.
Garter Belt calls Panty and Stocking in for a meeting, requesting that they hunt down a toilet ghost that's been terrorizing Dayton City. Chuck farts on the two angels during this meeting and they retaliate. There's a lot of comedic moments of this show that are just like this, where even though Chuck is an immortal dog, he just gets beaten up by Panty a lot. He also doesn't really become a plot device, even in the last episode. So I'm just gonna give Panty 3 collective chaotic evils for terrorizing Chuck throughout the entirety of the show. During the meeting, however, Panty and Stocking agree to hunt down the toilet ghost, but only to get heaven coins that would allow them back into paradise. In this instance, they only want the coins, so we're gonna go with neutral.
I don't think it's him.
Color me shocked.
Please stop hitting me, it really hurts.
Without any leads on the toilet ghost, Panty interrupts the plumber's Riz to baselessly accuse him of being a ghost, shooting him and then screwing him when she realizes he's just a normal dude. We're gonna give Panty a chaotic neutral for jumping to conclusions before jumping his bones.
The negative energy created by all the plumbers who suffocated and died from the stench of clogged-ass toilets has manifested himself into a vengeful spirit.
That night, the toilet ghost crawls out of the sewer to attack Dayton City. Panty and Stocking show up and obliterate it. Once they do, Panty takes one of the police officers home for the evening. Chaotic neutral.
This is Panty.
Where you at?
I am visiting the elderly at a nursing home.
Don't lie to me, you're at that Amora Hotel.
Shit.
The next day, Panty is shirking her ghost hunting job to have some naked fun. It would be neutral, but she lies to Stocking and Garterboat to try to get out of her angelic duties. We'll go with neutral evil since this does have an immediate effect on others' safety.
This makes you finish quicker.
That means you're dead.
Wait! Chill the fuck out. I gotta get my panties first.
Stocking is understandably mad when Panty shows up late and isn't taking the situation seriously. The police end up taking down the ghost, but Panty interrupts Stocking's killing blow, giving the ghost enough time to power up and get away. They do eventually kill it, but Panty gets a chaotic neutral.
It's more than a ghost! It's the devil himself! Please save our school! Oh, Jiminy, that feels amazing! Just a little to the left!
And the next episode, Panty and Stocking investigate a disappearance of students. They meet the popular girl Barbie, who later reveals that she is the Queen Bee ghost. They take her down. While they're at it, Panty causes an unreasonable amount of property damage for fun. Chaotic evil. Also, I'm going to throw in another chaotic evil for picking on Briefs while he's just trying to help them, and banging the whole football team. And while I'm sure most of these boys are over 16, I don't think Panty bothered checking.
Right now, you have 3 commercials for hair products, a talk show with 4 bitter lesbians, and then you need to make...
Panty puts her ghost slaying side quests on hold to become a celebrity. Too bad she plays a sex tape before her big movie debut, turning her fame into infamy. Chaotic neutral.
You breathe one word of this to anyone, and I'll come back here and blow your freaky loser brains out, and I mean with a gun.
With her reputation on the line, Panty hunts down everyone who owns a copy of her sex tape, breaking into their homes, destroying the evidence, and threatening to kill them if they ever tell anyone that it ever exists. Neutral evil. Panty also fucks off while Stocking is trying to help her. Literally chaotic neutral.
So I did everyone a little favor and made myself the only star. I knew you guys would prefer it that way, and since you all mean so much to me, I made sure you got what you wanted.
After successfully hunting down all of Panty's sex tapes to protect her reputation, and giving one to Stocking as a memento, the Angels return to Dayton City to release their first feature film. Panty then reveals that she cut out all of Stocking's scenes from the movie to keep all the attention on herself. Neutral evil.
Oh, wait, you're talking about pudding, right? Yeah, I guess I did eat that, but it was disgusting. Sugary as shit.
Mother bitch, I knew it! Pudding, Panty! You knew it was gonna be sweet! What the crap!
Okay, you need to relax, Chica. It's called pudding, not the end of the world.
Jesus! You always have to fuck up everything, don't you?
Days later, Panty reveals that she ate Stocking's heaven pudding. Stocking gets angry and the two get into a screaming match, resulting in Stocking going off and taking her anger out on some ghosts while Panty hangs out with Briefs. Chaotic evil for stealing her sister's pudding and being nasty about it.
You stop it with this random hissy fit bullshit already!
Will you stop it with this random selfish bullshit? And here I thought all the shit would have been fucked out of you by now.
Panty does eventually go to help her sister fight the ghost, but she cares more about fighting Stocking. Panty even shoots her while in the middle of the fight. The two eventually call a truce and take down the ghost. Chaotic evil for continuing to be an ass towards her sister.
I did both these voices!
With the job done, the two drive home, and Panty sort of apologizes to Stocking with a heaven pudding. But she specifically got a spicy one, knowing that Stocking wouldn't like it, which immediately undoes what would have been a good ding.
But you came through! You came quick, hard, in and out, over and over, strong!
Now we get to the semen episode. Comment on who you think this personification did better, Cells at Work or Panty and Stocking. Anyway, the Angels kill the sperm ghost. Gross. Neutral.
What's happening? What are you eating, and why does it smell like jelly bean spunk?
Don't be jealous.
Oh yeah, because I want a mouthful of sugar skeet.
Put down the haterade. I understand it's hard for you to accept that your vice gives you warts, but that is not my fault.
Let's talk about what is your fault. You're gonna end up with titties growing on your back if you can't stop blowing the pastry cards.
In the next episode, Panty gives Stocking a hard time for enjoying sugary sweets. Stocking then begins a weight loss regimen, but Panty continues to mock her. Chaotic evil.
Intervention time! You can't start a bulimia club in our living room. It smells. Okay, it's cool. Just don't throw up on me.
Garter sends the Angels on a mission to defeat a food ghost that's been making everybody fat. On their way to find the ghost, Panty uses Stocking's body to run over every car on the highway, earning her a chaotic evil. They do find and destroy the ghost, though.
No, please don't! I can't be seen naked! It goes against my never-nude vows, although I'd be willing to break them for you sometime when we're alone, maybe! I'll just be leaving now, so, you don't have to let go! You're getting my tubes all twisted!
During the weekend, Panty forces Stocking to go with her to an underwear party with high schoolers. At the party, she tries to make Brief expose himself at gunpoint. Chaotic evil for that, and chaotic neutral for making Stocking come with her when she didn't want to go.
I am done the mistake.
I don't like this douchebag creeper.
Yeah, there's just something about it.
So, Angels going!
Garter, the ringleader of this gathering, tells Panty and Stocking that an underwear thief ghost is crashing the party. Too bad Panty hasn't done any maintenance on her gun, meaning she can't kill it. The ghost uses this opportunity to eat Panty's panties. More to disarm her, though, really. If Panty had been taking better care of her weapon, it wouldn't have been an issue. But because she wanted a party instead of doing that, this deserves a chaotic neutral.
Come on, Stocking! Let me get this straight. We're chasing after this ghost in hopes that he pukes up your panties?
Now that Panty's heavenly weapon has been eaten, she takes everyone else's underwear to make a new gun. Brief's underwear was the only one that could make a gun strong enough to defeat the ghost, so thanks to Briefs' briefs, the ghost is destroyed and all the underwear it ate rains down on the city. Chaotic neutral, I think?
It's filled with a crazy amount of gas!
Prize balls, what are you doing here, geek boy? Nobody invited your link face.
I'm sorry! It's kind of setting off my ghost detector!
Really? Because you're setting up my get the fuck away from me detector!
Panty and Stocking are hanging out at a cafe when Brief shows up, and his ghost detector goes off. Chaotic Evil for beating him up. Then a rich celebrity approaches the Angels, inviting them aboard his airship, which they accept. Aboard the airship, Oscar reveals that he's the Booger Ghost. Ew. So Panty and Stocking slay him. A few days later, a vomit ghost appears. Panty and Stocking slay it and sign an autograph for a little girl. This is a rare neutral good for slaying the puke monster and helping this poor guy. Panty and Stocking are barely in this Nat 20 episode, and it's honestly just a well-written, tightly packed, well-paced episode about an aging salaryman who's just trying to get by and trying to give his daughter a happy birthday. It's just a nice little story that has almost nothing to do with the two main characters.
I think they might be hoodlums.
Hoodlums? What's that?
They're trying to save Ghetto, which is a crock of shit! They're the ones who are fucking up the school with their so-called rules.
Hell yeah!
Panty and Stocking continue to slay ghosts for weeks until the Demon Sisters, Scanty and Knee Socks, join the school. The Angels find a secret lair where the Demon Sisters are creating ghosts. Before they can blow up the ghost factory, however, Scanty and Knee Socks come to stop them. Briefs helps them by stealing the magic rock powering the plant, but after a very long stalemate that destroys the whole school, they finally destroy the stone, causing the ghost to explode. Let's give a chaotic good for the weeks of ghost hunting, and another one for stopping Scanty and Knee Socks' evil plan, even if it resulted in the school exploding.
Hey, I like your new look, Ninjatron. What the hell? No!
Gross! This tastes like ass balls!
Panty and Stocking are having another fight when they're interrupted by Coctimus Prime and his arch nemesis. It's the first time I've said that name out loud. Both Angels eat the robot hearts, causing them to transform into cyborgs. They immediately resume their fight. When the Transformer ghost appears, Panty and Stocking work together to stop it. Just gonna give the whole thing a chaotic neutral and move on.
Whatever, we work our tits off killing ghosts, so enough with the pretentious preaching, preacher man.
Don't make me throw chalk at
You
you!
don't earn earthly money for killing ghosts, you get heaven coins. And when you take out the motherfucking city, every time you take out a ghost, I have to pay for it with my earthly cash.
Jesus.
Desperately needing to repay the debt that they created for damaging the city during the ghost hunt, Panty and Stocking head to the casino. Unfortunately, this casino is run by the Demon Sisters, using people's bad luck to feed money into the ghost. Panty and Stocking win big early on and earn the money they need, but they stay and continue to gamble away. They lose everything that they've earned and have to sell their clothes to keep playing. On their final try, they win big and earn so much money that it drains the money ghost. Lawful neutral for trying to pay back everything they owe, and chaotic neutral by doing it through gambling and going too far.
Hey, we only fled here because we heard badass angels were named honorary police chiefs for the day. So do something, man!
Days later, Panty and Stocking are trapped inside a police station surrounded by ghost zombies that are immune to their heavenly weapons. They soon learn that the zombies' weakness is their brains. Panty, Stocking, Garter Belt, and all the survivors attempt to get to a gun shop, but instead accidentally walk into a toy store next door. Using dildos as weapons, the Angels flee and make it to their car. They plan to drive home and leave everybody else to die. Neutral evil.
Hey, Stocking, you think we're ever gonna change back to normal?
I bet it wears off by morning. That's probably the best those sisters could do. But who cares? I got a sweet tooth for meat.
Unfortunately, Chuck was also turned into a zombie and he was waiting in the car for the pair. This episode ends on a cliffhanger, but it's heavily implied that Panty and Stocking ate Garter Belt after being turned. So I'm gonna go with another neutral evil because they're kind of aware of what they're doing.
Got a great program tonight as we try two beautiful celebrity sisters. Will they be deemed modern-day guardian angels worthy of our love and creepy fan letters, or wickedly fallen hellbound harpies deserving of death on live TV? Let's bring them out!
Moving on, like the whole zombie thing didn't happen, Panty and Stocking are forced to be contestants at a game show, which is fairly unique since Tom Cruise and Rick Sanchez execute people. This is just another silly episode full of nonsense bits and references, but Rick and Tom Cruise turn out to be Scanty and Knee Socks. However, the Demon Sisters simply drive away once they've been unmasked. Panty and Stocking kill a ghost and confess to running a red light. Lawful neutral for killing a ghost and admitting their traffic violation.
What the fuck are you doing here? You had your moment!
Perhaps we should ask you the same thing. You see, the point of having a private property is that you get to keep unwanted cretins out.
You own the beach?
Fuck that!
Beach episode! Too bad the beach is the property of Scanty and Knee Socks, who I think are objectively cuter in their swimsuits. They tell the Angels to leave, who then refuse, and antagonize the Demon Sisters. Rather than pulling out their swords and guns, they settle things with a game of volleyball, which the Angels win. Since the Demon Sisters are letting everybody else enjoy the beach and the Angels are causing a scene instead of just moving down the shores a little way, I'm actually gonna go with chaotic neutral. Debatably chaotic evil, but
Look, it's all the same when you're face down anyway.
Great, then you go get you some, Helen Keller. I'll stay here and wait for someone to doesn't make me want to hurl.
Your call.
Days later, Panty is trying to help Stocking get laid. It's not going well until Stocking sees a Giga Chad ghost and instantly begins dating him. Panty is concerned that Stocking is putting the relationship over her job as an angel, so she takes matters into her own hands and goes to kill Stocking's ghost boyfriend. Stocking shows up just in time to save the ghost, who proposes to her. Apparently that's all he needed to pass on. Panty trying to help Stocking get laid in the first place is unironically the nicest thing she's done for her sister throughout the show. But on top of that, she also looks out for her best interest by attempting to kill a ghost that is actually risking Stocking's shot at getting back into heaven. Plus, you know, he's a ghost and it's her job to kill those things. So 2 chaotic goods this episode and a nat 20 scene, because I'll talk about that more in the Stocking episode.
Garter here. Hey, Panty, where your ass at right now? Would you shut up? Look, I can't hear you, but it doesn't matter. Just stay on the line.
In episode 10, Panty and Stocking were tricked by the Demon Sisters into downing a shrinking potion. This wouldn't be an issue because it'll wear off in a few hours, but Brief accidentally swallows them. They crawl up into Brief's brain and cause some damage before Gartervelt pulls him out of his ass. Gross. Chaotic evil.
Well, you've been cock jumping and embracing your inevitable diabetic coma. Shit's been going down with the ghosts in this town. People's freaking the fuck out. Now does hell on earth mean anything to you hookers? You need to stop acting like a couple of Babylonian hoes and remember why the fuck you're here to begin with!
Life continues, but Panty and Stocking get an earful from Garterbelt for ignoring their ghost hunting duties. They plot to find dirt on him and blackmail him to letting them do whatever they want. They're unsuccessful, but still neutral evil.
Why the hell do you want to go back to heaven so bad? Can I put the earth down now?
So what are you saying? Do you not want to go back?
Well, there's a lot of really good processed sugar down here, and that...
Days later, Panty and Stocking are doing absolutely nothing. No, really. There's a whole bit where they just spend an entire day chilling on the couch. They pig out, but like, that's just kind of like me on an edible, so neutral.
Congratulations, hooker angels. You have finally collected your heavenly coin quota. Now that your mission on Earth is complete, you are free.
In episode 12, Stocking has collected enough heaven coins to return home. Despite not really wanting to go back, she leaves anyway. Panty is upset that she couldn't go back to heaven, but doesn't care enough to collect coins on her own. She then demands Briefs gather heaven coins in exchange for her attention, leaving him to fight ghosts on his own, even though he really isn't capable of doing that. Neutral evil. She also spends most of the episode attempting to reach her 1,000-man body count.
How could you do this to me in front of all these people? I can't believe my fiance's been stolen by a trollop. Darling, reconsider.
Brody, get off me! No,
Briefs isn't able to defeat any ghosts, so he returns to Panty and invites her to a party hosted by his dad's company. It's revealed that Briefs is engaged to Scanty. Panty rushes the demonic sisters, guns ablazing, until her angel powers are revoked, and she has to flee with Briefs. Briefly during the party, Briefs impresses Panties, so she decides to sleep with him as both a reward, and she actually begins to develop some feelings for him. Unfortunately for both of them, she is unsuccessful since she became re-virginized after losing her angelic powers. Suddenly, this show's Lord Frieza, Corset, tracks down Panty and Briefs. Corset reveals that Briefs' dick is the key to hell. Corset captures Briefs and Garterbelt kicks Panty out, forcing her to find a new home. Panty gives up fighting demons and ghosts, joining a farmer family and trying to live a normal life in the countryside. Chaotic neutral twice for this entire thing. Also, you know what? I'm gonna give it a nat 20 plot device. Fuck it, that's funny. A biker gang show up and kill Panty's new family. With Granny's dying words, she inspires Panty to go save Briefs and save the world despite the risks. This was all staged by Garterbelt to get Panty to help him to stop Corset, but we're gonna give her a lawful good anyway, because she didn't know that.
Sorry for the wait. I hope you guys are ready for a fucking party now.
So in the immortal words of Panty Stocking Anarchy,
Say it with me.
repent, motherfucker!
Stocking leaps down from heaven to help Panty save the world. With some extra help from Briefs, Panty's angelic powers are restored via sex magic. Yeah, alright. Too bad the angels don't prevent the gateway to hell from opening, allowing a giant Helion to crawl out of the earth. Corset kills Garterbelt, and the angels steal his credit cards to buy a bunch of random stuff and underwear mid-fight to use as weapons. Though they do this to defeat Corset, his giant monster, they then revive Garterbelt and head back to the church with a smile and a lawful good with victory on their face. The post-credit spoiler, though, we'll talk about next week and will receive no ding. Panty kinda sucks, both in the fun way and the unfun way. Throughout the series, she puts puts no effort into returning to heaven and instead relies on Stocking to do most of the work, and she just kind of uses her for her own purposes. This is actually compounded in several occasions where Panty left Stocking out of her movie, she frequently stole her favorite foods, made fun of her, and is honestly just kind of horrible to her and everyone else around her. She's also just kinda gross. The booger pickings episode didn't do her any favors either. She's like Power from Chainsaw Man, but without the charm of being a funny gremlin, and instead she's just really nasty, even within the comedic rules of the show. Panty and Stocking's wiki claims that she embodies the sin of lust, but if I'm being honest, I don't actually think she does. If anything, Panty embodies gluttony more than anything else, being a sex addict who doesn't care who or what she eats. It's pretty evident in most instances that she's constantly dissatisfied, even with men who fit her preferences from top to bottom. She frequently even sleeps with people who she, in previous episodes, dismisses beneath her due to their age, appearance, or whatever. In fact, the only time Panty had any true introspection or adjustment in personality is when she lost her sister and went on a small bender, when she lost her powers and went after briefs, and when she lost her granny and decided to save the world. Panty still is not a good person by the end of the series, but she's instead a gross and piece of shit that is led by her circumstances and her dick. It's no wonder that she didn't get into heaven. She still doesn't deserve it, even after sealing hell. I'm aware season 2 is supposed to come out soon, and I would be eager to follow up on this, but I think this is one of the few times where such an unpleasant character makes me almost not want to watch it. I'm usually all for having unlikable characters as protagonists, and I don't know, I think her unpleasantness is just a little too far for me, and I don't have any interest in seeing any more of this show unless they focus on the cliffhanger and what happens after the end credits, and focusing on the actual story that they developed. But we'll talk about that more in 2 weeks when we look at her younger sister's Stocking. Thank you to the patrons, and I'll see you all next time.